Pete, here's a fun fact about South Korea. Red ink is considered bad luck. Writing a person's name in the color signifies the person is dead or will soon die.
Here's a fun fact. We're in my basement.
Welcome back to the Scary Valley Podcast.
Live from my basement.
It's not live.
You're a zombie?
We're doing the Tron to Busan today.
Tron to Busan.
We are not in South Korea.
No, we are not.
We are
we?
We are on our Asian trip.
To my basement.
Went to Japan last week, metaphorically speaking. And now we're in South Korea. It looks a lot like Japan. I see the Ninja Turtles poster on the wall. I see the same couch.
There's a Fantastic Four poster with who? The Thing himself.
Ben Grimm?
That's who the Thing is.
So I know that you've not been thrilled with the way that this has played out, but,
Yes.
but we're watching another great movie.
Been having fun in my basement, watching movies with you and by myself and not anywhere else.
We saw this movie together the first time you watched it.
That's true.
And I had seen it just like One Cut of the Dead on Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs,
Okay.
who brings us the best horror
I like
movies.
him.
Yeah, he's great.
I like him a lot. And I've never seen him do anything other than when he used to, back when TV was a thing, and he did it was a TNT or TBS. He did the drive-in show on that.
Monster Vision.
Monster Vision. Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Yep. It was.
I saw him long before that. He was on either the Movie Channel. I think it was the Movie Channel. He used to do the same bits, but it wasn't all horror movies.
Oh, okay. I don't remember him from that.
Yeah, I saw him
Or maybe
a long
I
time
do.
ago.
I don't know, but that's where I know him from,
And
and
he'd
I
give
like
you the
him.
boob counts.
Ooh, I like boob counts.
And there was a movie from that era that I remember seeing on whatever the name of that show was. And I've wanted to see it again since. And I cannot find, I would go through a whole list of all the movies he did on that and figure out which one it is if I could. I can't find a list that just, encapsulates everything. Basically, the Movie Channel, maybe it was Showtime, I think it was Movie Channel, had access to all these B movies. And they're like, how do we sell these? So they got him to just come on and do what he does.
What was he doing before that?
He's a film reviewer.
Oh, that was it? And then he just decided.
And a writer. And he was once in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. But his scenes were cut.
Really?
Yeah, because he was
a
film reviewer who really got Texas Chainsaw, the first one, pushed it for years as stop pretending this isn't a masterwork, and helped get it into the zeitgeist.
I told you part 2 was better.
Why would that make it better?
Because he was there. Just him being on set for some of that,
But even
it made
he
the
agrees
movie
the
better.
first one's better.
Well, that's because he's humble. Joe Bob's a humble guy.
That's why. Well, Train to Busan is, I think, arguably the best movie of the last 10 years or whatever this is now, 15 years. I think it's up there with anything that you could put in.
Why do you rank it that high?
Because I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I don't put it that high.
We know how your lists go and rankings go. That means nothing to anybody.
It's still a good movie.
Okay. Is that the extent of it?
Why is it one of the best? What makes it stand out?
It's emotional as hell, which was not something that usually hits me. For a zombie, at the time period it came out too, it was completely overloaded with zombie stories with Walking Dead and all
What
these
year
movies.
was it?
It's a great question.
Thanks. I worked real hard on it.
I didn't have that in my notes. I want to say 2016.
Okay.
And zombie movies were everywhere. Zombie TV shows were everywhere. Zombies were hot. And then they all got so boring because they were just seeing it every week. And this one came out and was like, oh my God, it's better than all of those.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. There was just an oversaturation of zombies,
Yes.
which was funny because there hadn't been until the aughts. There was a big just drought of zombie movies.
There sure was.
And then they came back hard.
They never left either. There's 3 Walking Dead shows on TV at this point.
Right. But this one, you're right. This one, I saw it relatively recently. Lionel licks lusty leathers.
Do you want to start your sentence over?
I don't even remember what my sentence
You saw it recently?
Yeah, I did. I saw it recently, and it stands out of all of those. So I guess I'll agree with you there.
Yeah. It's we never just sit and watch movies together if it's not for this podcast. And we just sat at your house one day and watched this movie because I was like, you have to see this.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a couple
You're
years
right.
ago.
We don't ever watch movies together.
Not like that, no. And a couple years ago, I was like, you have to watch this. It's way better than you're probably going to think it's going to be. And it is way better.
I can't believe it came out in 2016 because it feels so different and not boring. It seems like it was a movie that was early on in the craze where everything was new and interesting.
Yeah, it's also fast zombies, which are not my favorite, except for in this movie where they're tremendous.
I have the same exact thought. It's
It made something work that I don't think works a lot.
normally 28 days later, I don't like it. I don't like it because of the fast zombies. I don't think there is a fast zombie that I enjoy, but somehow this movie makes it work in a horrifyingly, terrifyingly real way.
It's also got like a very workable family drama in the middle of it because it's a two-hander instead of having it be like everyone's trauma. It's just this workaholic father and his daughter who doesn't feel any connection to him anymore, and she wants to go home and see her mom on her birthday, and he's taking her home when the zombie apocalypse breaks out. And those characters are very easy to care about very quickly.
I would argue that everybody on that train that we focus on is very easy to care about, except that goddamn businessman. I hate that businessman so. I hated him the first time I saw it, and I hated him this time when I saw it.
I think you're supposed to.
Well, I'm so mad right now.
But doesn't he act the way that you should act during
No.
a zombie outbreak?
100% no. Jesus Christ. Although he the one guy who believed him, who he turned on everybody else, he then shoves out of the goddamn bathroom door into the zombies after he tells them it's clear.
And gets away.
And he doesn't get away.
He gets away from that.
Well, he gets away from a lot of things by sacrificing everybody you care about and you learn to care about.
Which, again, isn't that how you should operate in a zombie apocalypse?
Man.
I almost wish the ending of this was just him getting away alone on the train, because the whole lesson is take care of yourself.
I took one. You ever take those back when the internet was new? They'd have all these quizzes, like how long would you survive a zombie apocalypse? No? Guess how long I would survive a zombie apocalypse?
8 minutes.
About accurate. Apparently I make way too much noise.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what's going to bring me down.
You clear your throat and cough, and you'll be dead in an instant. And
they got me.
You're dead. It's a good thing we're not in South Korea where these zombies are running amok.
Fuck yeah, I would never
See, it's
make
good
it.
we stayed here.
That would be, yes. Wait, no, god damn, so confusing. Don't toy with my emotions, Brian.
Well, the businessman, let's set aside that he's the best survivor type for a moment, because he's just going to do whatever it takes to survive. He's the version of the main character of what he could become, which is the funniest part to me of using a businessman character.
Guess what?
You didn't notice that?
No, not even a little.
Because she says to her father, you only care about yourself. You only care about... It's like, that's...
I understand now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's a perfect thing of like, that's the path that he could have gone on.
Now I got to rethink this movie. Do I like it still? I don't know. I'll have to think for a while on that.
I mean, the truth is he couldn't have gone down that path because he was a much more caring person. Maybe if he didn't have his daughter, he could have done that. But
Right,
he's not nearly as bad as he's made out to be. It does some it does some cool things to show you that he's not as connected to her anymore. Like when he sends his assistant out to buy a gift for her birthday, and she buys a Wii, which is a great present, except you look over and she's like, I already have a Wii, because he doesn't know that. And it means he's done this before. It's a nice little way to do it, where it's like he's trying.
Right, but he's just disconnected because he's too busy. It's not...
And the movie lets him off the hook for it, because the coolest character in here, the husband of the pregnant woman,
Fuck yeah.
he says, she'll understand one day why you worked as hard as you did. And it's clear that it's like he's not working because he loves work and he loves money. It becomes clear over the course of the movie that like that is what it is. He's trying to provide. It's just that means he's no time for her.
Right. But is he responsible? Like the hedge fund he managed? 'Cause
Yeah.
I couldn't quite follow that.
Yeah, so his assistant calls and says, the centerpiece of our platform here that we've been building, whatever he does in business, is
Hedge
this
funding.
company that is led to the outbreak. So is he responsible for that? No. You're funding a business, a scientific endeavor, in hopes that it pays off. Okay, but you're not. It's not your fault if that happens. I don't think.
Was there something? Well, because there was something at the beginning. Remember where he told somebody something, and then he told his assistant to do the opposite, and the assistant questioned it. And
again, I just don't know what he could do business wise, buying or selling
either.
stocks to fund something that could be his fault if they somehow end up resurrecting the dead. I don't think that's. He's not doing that actively, and plus, I don't think that's in the booklet that he's reading for investing. I don't think the booklet's like, maybe we can reanimate the dead. It's something went wrong. A chemical thing went wrong.
How do we know that?
I don't know that, except for the opening. They said there's a chemical spill.
Wasn't
and
that,
then a deer
I
gets up.
forgot that it starts with the deer.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Because it's insane, because that's like the best movie ever, and they just never get back to the deer. And I'm like, what is the deer up to the whole time? It's crazy we didn't see the deer run by at the end of that movie. Or something.
I don't think it was not, the humor was lacking in this movie. Quite a bit. Except for that cool guy with the pregnant wife.
Yeah, I thought it had some funny parts in it.
In my head, he had a Hawaiian shirt on.
Oh, because he's that cool?
Yeah, he was that cool. It's either that or a big fur jacket.
You know, I watch people do reaction videos to movies, and this is one of the best ones to watch because everyone is just broken in pieces by the end of this movie. And they're so invested in the run. Because it's basically a run from beginning to end.
But why is that the best thing to watch?
Well,
this sounds horrible.
No, the best thing to watch is when the husband sacrifices himself. He gets bit, and he's going to hold him back. The people, just every single woman who watches it in the reactions is just like, that is the only real man that has ever existed. And I'm like, I agree.
Yeah.
You fall in love with that dude so quickly.
I thought he might have been a gangster or something at first because he's so menacing.
It is, and he seems cold and stuff like that, but he is the most badass motherfucker that has ever been in a movie. Because he's just so likable. Well, he's so tough and so fearless and so protective.
And he's so wise.
He's turning into a zombie, and he's using a zombie to hold back hundreds of zombies. As he's dying, he's still the baddest ass motherfucker.
Yep. No one else died that cool. The businessman was just talking about his mommy and how he misses her like a little bitch, which she deserves. I'm glad he's a zombie. And then the other ones just got eaten. I assume they're still wandering around. And then the father just falls off a train thinking about his kid, and also a little bitch. Not the kid.
Jesus.
The
Oh my God. It's her birthday. She just lost her father.
Well, she's the one who wanted to go see her goddamn mother.
She blames herself. And he doesn't tell her it's not her fault. I can never get past the ending of the movie. Like, I love the movie. I love everything about it. I think it's a masterpiece. It's like a 5 out of 5 for me. But in one way, I like that when he's saying goodbye to her, he doesn't have the words to do it because it's happening so quickly. But when she says it's my fault, he doesn't even go, no. Like, that's an easy one.
Because it was her fault.
I know it was.
Obviously.
Well, it was his fault. He's the one who funded the...
Oh, yeah, it was.
He could have told her that.
Right.
You think that would have made it better? That little girl gives one of the greatest performances. That's why people are weeping when they get to the end of the movie, because her screams and her crying when she's being held back are
I didn't like that
unbelievably
part.
good.
I didn't like that part at all. It made me sad.
Yeah, I said they're weeping.
I didn't like it.
And I'm laughing and enjoying it. And like, I don't know how he thinks there's no comedy in this. Look at this girl's face.
Wait, the train is sideways after it derailed,
Yeah.
and they're underneath it, pinned between another train and this sideways train, and all the zombies are in the car just banging on the windows trying to get to them, and they're claustrophobic. That is crazy claustrophobic. And there was that bum guy.
Yeah,
Crazy
we should
bum.
probably talk about what the movie is, since probably a lot of people haven't seen it.
What?
Because it's a foreign
Who
language
hasn't
film.
seen this movie?
It's a foreign language film, so
Everybody's
lots of people...
seen this movie.
No.
This was foreign language? Do
Yeah.
I speak South Korean now?
I don't know what you do.
Me neither. It doesn't seem like a foreign... This seems like a movie that we all saw.
Did you know that tipping is not customary and may be considered rude in South Korea?
Do you really want to go down this road? Because I deal in facts, too.
What? Not knick-knack facts.
Knick-knack
No.
facts. Did you know that Nicolas Cage's third wife is South Korean?
Wow. Isn't his fourth wife Japanese? Or his current wife, maybe.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
how many he's got. You don't know. You're the knick-knack fact guy.
But that's not on this list of knick-knack facts.
All right. So he's got Elvis's granddaughter. He's got a South Korean lady, and I think he's got a Japanese lady.
I'm pretty sure that
And Patricia Arquette.
I'm pretty sure that this is the wife that he had Kal-El with.
Oh, the one that's suing him?
Oh, is he?
Was suing him?
Oh, that's right. But that all got dropped.
All right, I don't know. You don't keep me up to date on these things. You're not very good at these knick-knack facts.
I've got more. So think hard before you go down this path.
Cage's first wife was Patricia Arquette. His second wife was Lisa Marie Presley. His third wife was Alice Kim, who is the mother of Kal-El.
Told you.
It does not say here she's South Korean, but I will believe you. His third wife is Erika Koike or something. She might also be Asian, but I can't prove that. And his current wife is Riko Shibata, who I'm pretty positive is Japanese.
I'm nodding.
Okay. I just wanted to get all this. He's got 5 wives.
Is he going to St. Ives?
No, 7 wives.
Oh, he's close.
He's not that far away.
He's on a quest to St. Ives.
He's not that far away. So I think there are people that haven't seen Train to Busan because it's foreign language.
All right. Well, if you haven't, go see it.
It is about a little girl, like I said, who wants to get home to see her mom and take the train to Busan.
Selfish little bitch.
And her father takes her, and he's always working, doesn't have time for her, but not in a nasty way. But one of the key plot points of the movie becomes that she has a song she was going to sing at school, and she can't finish it because she looked and he wasn't there, because he can't do it because of work, because he's very in a highly important job making tons of money, but he's doing it for the right reasons, but there's no balance.
I don't even think we know that.
I think we do know that.
I think he might have gotten lost, and it took the zombie apocalypse to make him realize that he was focusing too much on work.
I think we do know that, and I think that like half his money's going to that ex-wife, so he's got to work twice as hard.
Oh, maybe.
And she left because didn't have time for her.
Was that all at the beginning? Because there was a lot of talking at the beginning.
The daughter throws it in his face a couple times. That's why mom left.
Ungrateful.
Ungrateful. She got 2 Wii's.
Right, 2 Wii's? Remember those things were being sold for like billions of dollars when no one could get one?
So they get on the train to Busan, and a zombie outbreak happens, and these fast zombies start killing everybody. There's an old lady and her sister.
Oh, these are the people on the train.
The characters we come to know. There's an old lady and her sister. They get separated. And then there's
the baseball team.
The baseball team and the baseball guy's girlfriend. The baseball guy is the kid from Parasite.
The one who gets hit at the end?
Yep.
No shit. I haven't seen Parasite. I only saw it once. I got to watch it again.
That's the brother from Parasite who gets hit with the rock.
Okay.
And his girlfriend, and there's the businessman who is only out for himself. There's the train conductor.
Who seems like a good guy.
Too good. And there's the pregnant woman and her husband, the most badass man that ever lived. And then there's a homeless man who has snuck onto the train because he's seen
the outbreak at the train
happening,
station.
but nobody else knows it yet.
No, except for the zombie that also got on the train.
The zombie also got on the train and eats one of the attendants. And then they start just quickly running through everybody.
And man, it transfers fast. You got like a few minutes, it seems like, before the virus takes hold of you.
So you get to know all these characters, and outside of the old sisters, who really cares, they're all interesting characters, and they all die except for 2 of them. So it's just basically watching an hour or 2 hour long run to save your life, and most of you aren't going to make it. Mostly because the businessman keeps feeding you to them.
Kitty, my wife, came in. You might have heard of her. She walked into the room missing the beginning, just caught it somewhere where the outbreak has happened and they're all on the train, and then ended right when they had to switch trains. So she missed the culling of every character you care about. So once I told her what happened, she was pretty happy that she didn't watch it. She didn't. She's like, I don't need to see the end now. I get it.
It has an incredibly emotional ending.
I didn't expect it.
I know neither did I, because you don't. It's a fast zombie movie that has been all adrenaline, fun as hell.
World War Z was pretty awful. That was fast zombies.
Most fast zombie movies are pretty awful, but maybe it's because they're in such a confined space that it helps.
Yeah, but the way they do it, like just like at the train station when they're falling off like the runways onto the tarmac, or falling onto top of the trains and then just falling off the windows. Like,
well, there's the great shot when they're looking at news footage and they're falling out of like the sky.
Yeah.
And then they just get up and start running. And it's cool.
I was trying to figure that. I'm like, because it looked like a helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I think they were hanging onto the helicopter when they were trying to get away and they fell off.
That makes way more sense.
And they just get up and keep coming at you.
Yep. It was all of those things. It's so fun to see in the background. Like fun, like, oh no, I'm terrified now. Just when the little girl on the train, when that stupid little girl is looking and she sees like the zombies as the train is leaving.
Her name is Sue Ann. poor Sue Ann is taking a beating today. I don't think she's any of the things Pete's saying.
When the train is leaving and you're like, you see the what do they call it? The concourse where people stand, the platforms.
Yeah, platform.
So as you're leaving, you just see people start to fall down as zombies grab them. And she's the only one who apparently noticed.
Yeah, and she didn't say anything. What a selfish bitch.
See? She could have given a dad a warning. Say, hey, Pops. That's kind of weird, right?
She's the one that lets us know the businessman is a bad guy right away. Because he says something rude in her presence. And she's like, only bad people say that. And it's like, oh, I trust this little girl for some reason, and you must be a bad guy. And she's right. He is a bad guy.
From the mouth of babes.
And she, like I said, gives one of the most unbelievable performances I've ever seen a child give. I don't know what they were doing to her to get this reaction out of her. Were they slaughtering puppies in front of her?
I forgot that she's a child actor. Normally, like kid actors, they just,
Yeah.
they don't add.
Yeah.
The most you can hope for is that they don't distract you too much from the story. Whereas I just thought that this was a poor girl stuck on a goddamn train full of zombies.
We'll get to the thing here, but some of the group gets separated, and a lot of the movie is the main character is separated from Sue Ann. The awesome badass husband is separated from his pregnant wife, and the two sisters are separated, and the boyfriend is separate. The baseball player is separated from his girlfriend. So they're trying to get back. They have to make their way through the train. It's so cool to get back, and they discover that the zombies can't see in the dark.
That was pretty cool.
It's their only chance is to sneak by them, use sounds, and sneak by them.
Right, and it's not like they just wander around comically banging into things. They just sort of stop and go into a dormant state. But if they hear noise, they still respond and kind of like surge towards it, but blindly.
And this is where we get to see how badass that husband is. God, I wish every man should be this man.
No. So they took what, baseball tape of some kind? I'm not a sportsman, so I don't know how.
Baseball tape.
Yeah. Because it was the baseball player. Like, they got to get through the trains, right? Somebody's stuck in car 2 and they're all in car 10, so you got to fight your way through.
I really thought he just took like duct tape and put it around his
No,
hands.
it was the baseball player. He pulled it out of his baseball bag, and he's like, they wrap just their wrists, right, all the way up their forearms. Why don't they do their hands, too? Because that's how they all keep getting bit, is in their fucking hands.
He does get bit in the hand.
They all do. Why do they leave those hands bare?
Who else gets bit in the hand?
Fucking the father. The dumb girl's father.
Well, he has no choice but to put his hand there.
Oh, he had choices.
Okay, yeah, he could have let them. He could have let him kill his daughter and the woman he swore to protect.
You could put a hat in his mouth.
What hat did he have? He didn't have a hat.
You could put his necktie in its mouth.
I see people when I watch those reactions get mad that he puts his hand there, and it's like, well, that's a choice. Like, that's the choice he made. Like, it's not like he was so stupid he put his hand there. It's like that's what he chose to do because he had to say that. So it's like it's like a Quint Jaws thing where sometimes people read movies in a way where I'm like, you're missing the best parts of the movie when you read things like that.
I just realized, because I was trying to think of a way to distract him without putting your hand directly into his mouth, is you probably can't play that got your nose where you put your thumb between your fingers with a zombie.
I don't know. Maybe you could.
I just think the nose is going to come off in your hand. See? Oh. And then how do you put it back? And you're going to have a mad zombie on your hands. That's going to be tough.
I thought that shot where he puts his hand there does a great job showing the immediacy of the peril because he's about to get bit, and the pregnant woman who her husband has died, and his husband says to him, "Take care of her." And now he feels like, okay, I got to take care of her. She comes and hits the zombie with her purse or whatever to get him off, and he turns, and there's very little room left as he's coming after her, and she's not getting away. So that's what, like, I think the movie did it perfectly. So when I see people that just go, "Oh, he could have chosen so many other things," I'm like he couldn't have.
No.
That's they made it very clear he couldn't have, and I think you're demeaning his choice and the importance of his choice when you refuse to see it that way.
I don't know. Couldn't he like pushed it or something like in the other
Into
direction?
her.
Why didn't he pants it? Businessmen hate being pantsed in public. It makes them appear weak and incompetent. They don't like to be laughing stocks.
I don't know like where you get your information about businessmen from, but I think having their pants taken off is something they do enjoy.
Not on trains. And when they had to get through all the cars, the train cars, why didn't they go on top? Every movie I've ever seen has people running on the tops of trains. Like that's how you get from car to car.
I don't know, Pete.
These are the real questions.
I don't know why they didn't do that. But everybody survives for so long that you start believing there's hope.
It is because there's lots of deaths too. Like,
But not the people you care about.
not the people, but they kind of winnow it down because it's a big group at the beginning.
Well, but the first major person to die in the movie is the most badass guy. They hold on for most of the movie, and then he gets his hand bit. At that point, both sisters are alive. The baseball player and his girlfriend are still alive.
We've lost the whole
father and
baseball team.
But they're not main
I
characters.
know we didn't know that. They're
Let's just talk
going.
about the main characters
But
we've
we
already
don't know
established.
that they're not established yet.
By this point,
by
they
this
surely
point,
are.
yeah. By this point.
And they've all survived for so long. Husband and wife are still alive. The baseball player and his girlfriend are still alive. The businessman's still alive. The father and his daughter are still alive. The two older sisters are alive. The first major character we lose, and the homeless person's still alive. The only first major person we lose is the most badass one, which is a cool choice.
Yeah, it was.
He's the only person that seems equipped for anything that's happening, and he goes first. I love when movies do stuff like that.
Well, I was sad.
I was sad too because I wanted to see more of him just like picking up shields and like riot cops were destroyed by the zombies, so now they're all zombies, but there's shields everywhere. He just picks up a shield and a baton and starts beating the shit out of him as he's chasing down the train. He's so cool. Now, he is kind of, when you meet him at first, he seems a little rude and gruff. But the moment that it's a save the cat moment, except it's Sue-Ann. The main character thinks that he's got a side hustle going and they can get away from quarantine. And he goes to check it out, and he leaves Sue-Ann just standing in the middle of the train station.
Yeah.
And all the zombies are getting there. And they shoot it so well that every time I see it, I'm like, they're going to get her. And then out of nowhere runs in the husband who's already had crosswords with the main character. And he saves his daughter. And then he holds the door for him to save him. And I'm like, oh, this guy is the shit. How cool was the scene right there, too? They're locking the glass doors. But as soon as they do that, now there's pressure and the zombies can break the doors. And they're like, oh, shit, they have to run. It's so cool.
And they're so fast. And they fall, it's fun because when they break the glass, they just all fall forward because it's just the sheer pressure of them all pushing against each other.
It's so fucking cool. And they're falling out of the second story and they're...
That seems to be their main way of getting past barriers is just the pile up and push through.
It's one of the coolest uses of zombies I've ever seen, but it just gets progressively sadder. Is also happening at the same time. The one old sister gets eaten.
They make a point of saying that she's always too kind.
Yeah.
So.
And the other sister is sitting there watching how horrible the people around her are being because they're locking out clearly non-infected people. The other half of our main characters.
Do you know why they were doing that?
Because the businessman's an asshole.
The businessman's an asshole, and they got the head train attendant to be his little lackey.
So she's like, fuck these people. They don't deserve it. And she opens the door and lets them in. It's so cool.
Right, and then you laugh because the businessman realizes it. And he's like, no. And you're like, yeah, bitch, yeah.
It's so cool.
But he survives. And then you're like,
Yeah, he makes it a little longer. He feeds the girlfriend of the baseball player to a zombie.
Oh, it's right. He fed another person to a zombie.
Throws her right at him to get away.
And I'm still surprised by that because that was another major death that I did not, expect.
Then the baseball player is holding her, and she just turns zombie and eats him. And I'm like, that's cool.
He's not trying to run. He's just overcome.
He's done.
He lost all his friends.
It's one of the coolest things in this movie, though, is that like most people, when the thing they love dies, become overcome with grief and just give up. I think that's realistic.
Yeah, and there's no time to get over it either because these things turn like that.
No, the father and daughter can run the whole movie because they're together until the very end. And the pregnant wife has to keep going after losing the one she loves. So she's a very strong character, which is very telling for how the movie, ends up going. But the one sister loses her sister. She's like, I'm out, and I'm going to punish all of you it's your fault because you could have let her in. So fuck off. And the baseball player loses the girlfriend, and he immediately is like, I'm done. And it's just I like that. It seems realistic to me. And the homeless guy sacrifices himself, which is I don't know that was built up enough.
I'll agree with that. It was.
I just feel like there's a scene missing for his character somewhere.
Let me think.
All I knew about him is he was very scared and he was going to follow those people because he felt safer with them. So maybe I'm just missing a scene where he feels like a connection to them and he's like, that's when he would do it.
Yeah, because he spent most of the time catatonic and then just mumbling.
Yeah, I need some kind of interaction with him and the wife or him and the daughter to be like, oh, that's why he did this.
I think I felt that way the first time I saw it, and this time I didn't. I guess I accepted that he just something clicked with him, and he's a good guy. That was him processing all the
Sure.
grief the whole time.
I don't know, I just feel like there's one scene missing somewhere.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Well, he died.
He did die, and heroically.
They-
In a cool way, though. That's where all the zombies are pounding the glass on the sideways train, and they all just fall in front of, and then on, and then behind him. And he's like, well, that's the end of him. And then the train falls on him, too.
Right. And he was, oh, yeah, that's right. It's just to put paid to him. And then all the zombies are running around loose. Now they're not trapped on that train anymore. So it's a race through the train yards.
Did you know that South Korea boasts some rather peculiar museums, including Poo Poo Land, dedicated to all things related to poop?
I think I did know that. It never fails to amuse me. I like that idea. Did you know that Nicolas Cage saw Old Boy when it was only Old Boy in Korea, and he said, this movie is good. This movie is really good, and I bet you they're going to remake it in America because it's that good. And he said, I'd be interested when they do.
Sometimes your stuff like this sounds like a scene from Forrest Gump, where he's just traveling through history, affecting things that he didn't actually affect. I'm just picturing Forrest Gump walking out of a South Korean movie theater going, I think they're going to remake that. And then a guy sitting next to him goes, that's a good idea.
Maybe.
It's 2 Forrest Gump impressions in recent podcast.
Well, maybe, but that's knick-knack fact number 2.
The end of the movie, the businessman is turning into a zombie. And they've gotten away after a spectacular chase onto a new train to get to Busan. And the only people alive are the pregnant wife, Sue-Ann, and her father.
Well, can we get to the point where the third person who was sacrificed to the businessman's jackass jerk behavior?
The guy that runs the train?
The guy that runs the train.
The
yes.
conductor?
He wasn't happy killing the baseball player's girlfriend.
So the businessman's running away from killing the baseball player's girlfriend. And he's not looking where he's going. And he twists his ankle running. And the zombies are coming. But the conductor sees him, so he gets out of the train, runs to help him, and he throws him right at the zombies. But he also gets bit, so it doesn't even work.
Right. The businessman throws the conductor directly at the... And then
Yes.
the conductor says, help me. And
Yeah.
the businessman's like, fuck you.
And he's already bit at that point. You just don't know it. There's a shot where you can see that it's happening, but it's not happening on screen. So you're
thought
supposed to
so,
not
yeah.
know for sure.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be like when he's on the train and they open it and he walks out with his zombie eyes turning. You're supposed to be like, oh, he did get bit.
Yeah.
It works perfectly.
It worked for me because I caught that.
And they have to fight when he turns into a zombie, and he sacrifices himself to save his daughter and the wife, the pregnant wife. And then we get what I think is the saddest thing that has ever happened in a horror movie.
What part do you think is the sad part?
There's 2 in a row. Number 1, when the father has to tell them, like, this is how the train, I think this is how you stop it. Just when it's clear, stop it and get out. And then he turns to say goodbye to his daughter, and he can't really think of anything to say because she's just lost her mind crying about how it's her fault.
Yeah.
And he agrees.
Well, she didn't even let him get his last words in because she just sat there screaming the whole time. She didn't listen.
Yeah.
I mean,
He used to rip her hand away and run out the door, and he runs away crying in a way that's so fucking real to me that I'm just like it could be cartoony if I didn't have this whole 2 hours of build, but when he runs away just weeping, I was like, oh no. And then he's on the back of the train, and I think it's one of the most beautifully sad moments in horror or any movie history as he's having his final thoughts, and he's thinking back to when she was born and holding her for the first time, and then he smiles as he's turning, and then he in shadow, in a beautiful shot, falls off the train to this sweeping orchestral music. The whole thing is so gratuitously trying to get you sad, but it works because the beautiful idea that he's having those final moments and they're the happiest thoughts he has. You don't see a lot of changes in the zombies where they're smiling, and it was really affecting to me. But it's not the saddest moment to me. The saddest moment to me, the one that gets me the most, not as sad, just the one that chokes me up the most, is that when they get to the end of the line, the pregnant woman and Sue-Ann get off the train and they walk into a tunnel. And
It's clearly fallen. This was supposed to be an outpost, and there's like
I think
unmanned-
clearly what's behind them is not fallen. That's
Right.
why they're.
But at the opening of the tunnel,
Yeah.
it's just like dead zombies, dead soldiers, all sorts of a mess. So
They-
it's creepy.
So they walk into the dark tunnel, and I assumed the first time I watched it, the movie was just going to end there with them walking into the darkness. And that's not what happens, because it cuts to the other side of the tunnel, and there's soldiers there with guns pointing down the
Opening the mouth.
through the
Tunnel.
and they see them shambling along, and the guy calls it, and he's like, "We have two bogeys. We don't know where they came from." And he's like, "Well, verify if they're human or not." He waits 2 seconds without trying anything, and he goes, "It's like, can't tell from here." And the guy goes, "Kill him." Over. And at that point of watching so many people die, I thought, well, that's probably how this is going to end. That's how Night of the Living Dead ended.
That's where I thought it was going.
But in what I think is the best moment of the movie, they hear Sue Ann singing the song she couldn't sing because her father wasn't there. And the reason it affects me so much is that when they talk about it, on the way to the train station, he mentions you have to finish what you start. And she's like, "Well, I couldn't see you. That's why I didn't sing it." She says, in the middle of the movie, it comes up again. She said, "That's why I didn't finish the song. I couldn't see you." Now that she knows that, he sacrificed himself for her and he's gone, now she sings it for him because now she can see him and feel him. And I was like, that's really moving as fuck. And it saves their lives.
So when I took the zombie test, I got dinged for being too noisy.
Yeah.
But this stupid little girl can just go singing through tunnels, zombie-infested tunnels. They just saw that the place has been overrun by zombies. I took that as she's just singing because she's a stupid kid and the pregnant mother has given up.
She never gave birth. I was like, that has to happen, right?
And then it's a zombie baby, like in that Dawn of the Dead remake.
You trying to fuck with my family?
That's what the father would be if he wasn't a zombie.
This is Mekhi Phifer?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You can't sing. That's the one thing I learned.
No. You had to sing or else they would have been shot.
How are you supposed to know the difference? Should I sing all the time or just never sing? Or just pick a random moment to start singing during the apocalypse?
I think you sing in the dark
Wait.
when there could have been zombies in that tunnel.
That's right, because they're blind in the tunnels too, so maybe that was the only safety. And there she is singing, oh, it's getting worse.
No, I love that moment. I love it. And connecting it the 3 times they bring up that song, I did not expect that to be the one that was going to hit me the heaviest. Because it's how she said, "I couldn't see you."
I know.
And then when she sings it, I'm like, that's so beautiful.
I know. It is a 1-2 gut punch at the end.
And they do it so visually interesting as he's turning slowly. And then the way that his shadow just falls off the train because they're not going to show it to you. It's so beautiful. And these are things that don't usually happen in zombie movies. Zombie movies, the best ones, they have the fun this one has. They figured out a way to do that, even with slow zombies. That's cool. Dawn of the Dead has all kinds of that stuff, the 1978 one. But you don't get this level of emotional payoff to those movies. You just don't.
Yeah, you know what? It's really funny sitting here listening to you go on about it. It really is an emotional story stuck with this horrifying zombie thing happening.
Yeah.
That is weird how strongly it makes you feel. And not in a bad way, not like it's forcing it in a cheesy, over-fisted, ham-fisted way.
And, we both have been on the record as saying we don't really like dramas because I don't get affected by them.
Dramas broke my left knee.
Well, I just don't get affected by them. So, it's watching 2 hours of people be sad, and then I'm not sad for them because I don't empathize with characters in dramas.
They're acting, but it's all fake.
I emphasized the shit out of this one because I just took a 2-hour nightmare ride on a train with them, and I couldn't believe that we got away with so much.
And I've lost everybody that I cared about, it's so far.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to get shot now.
Yep. So it's just this feeling of dread, and I think it would have probably ruined that movie for me if it had ended that way. Because it was so intense and it would have been such a downer of a movie.
It's a good question because we've talked about Godzilla -1 and how in the moment, the first time you see it, that you're gonna realize that she's alive. The main girl's alive. Yeah. That I thought, oh, that's kind of cheesy. But when the moment came, I was like, no, this is the perfect ending because this whole movie's been about loss. And this is about rebuilding. I thought it was narratively perfect. I can't say the same about this movie. I'm not sure how I would have felt if they just threw a triple gut punch onto it. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
Really?
Because it isn't... The movie's about survival, yeah. and these are the characters they had to survive. Okay, but that's what Night of the Living Dead was too, and they shoot him in Night of the Living Dead, and it's a perfect ending. So I don't know how I would feel.
I think after Speak No Evil,
Yeah.
I pretty firmly like to just watch things that end okay-ish.
Yeah, this movie is the Holocaust of zombie movies.
But I really don't think I would recover if they had killed off the last people. I understand that's a choice, and I understand that it might be good, but not for me. That's not a good choice to make me want to like that movie. And I really like that movie. The zombies, I wanted to say, because I forgot, the way they move, just the little twitches and jerks, and just it's just so well done. They are creepy as shit.
Did you know that it's a belief that leaving an electric fan running overnight can be lethal to the person sleeping directly beneath it? This phenomenon is, in fact, a widespread urban legend in South Korea. While media and press have repeatedly debunked it, confirming that no actual deaths have occurred due to this, the superstition still lingers among many.
I did know that.
Oh, well, then why didn't you stop me at any point in that paragraph?
Did you know that Nicolas Cage really likes South Korea's style?
Okay. That's not even a fact.
It is. It's a knick-knack fact.
Well, explain anything. Well, did you know that they have the most plastic surgeries per capita in the world because beauty is taken very seriously there?
I did not know that.
Well, there you go.
Did you know?
Oh, we're just dueling now?
Did you know that kimchi? Wait, no, where does it start? That's a bucket of KFC original recipe. He says kimchi is good for his spirit and mind. And kimchi is that fermented cabbage thing they have in South Korea. He says it's good for his spirit and mind. And it's peppery, too. He says the peppery cabbage keeps me balanced.
This guy knows a lot about South Korea.
His third wife is from there, I hear.
Did you know tea is a popular drink in South Korea with various traditional teas such as green tea, oolong tea, and herbal teas being widely available? It doesn't seem like much of a fact about South Korea. That seems to be true everywhere.
I didn't know that, but you're right. I wasn't super impressed with
I
that.
didn't vet these. I cut and pasted them. I'll make one up here. Here's another one. It is one of the fastest internets in the world. And what's more, every South Korean enjoys access to broadband internet, making it a tech-savvy nation.
I know that they played StarCraft there a lot.
Don't know what that is.
Back in the aughts. It was the people who did World of Warcraft.
Don't know what that is.
One of those real-time strategy. You know what World of Warcraft. Don't you lie to me. Did you know that my brother-in-law sold his first World of Warcraft account for real money? Somebody really wanted his paladin.
That's weird. Just play the game.
I guess they can't. They wanted those sweet, sweet perps.
Well, my other two ones are math-related, so I'm excited to save those.
Ooh.
So this was the only time I think I've ever made you sit and watch a movie with me that wasn't like, hey, let's go to the movies and watch it. That's different. I mean, I saw this. Come sit and watch this movie.
I guess I just assumed that everyone had seen it.
I don't think because it's foreign language, I don't think they have.
That's nuts. People have watched it. If you like horror movies, you've seen this movie.
I know, but I'm shocked this hasn't been remade.
Nicolas Cage needs to go back to South Korea.
Why would he go to South Korea? I'm talking about remaking it in English.
Well, he can go there and watch it, and then he'll say, that's
someone needs to remake this.
Somebody's going to remake this in America.
Got lost in my own bit.
That's the way it's going to happen, I'm sure.
Because he didn't do that. It never happened.
He did do it, and it did happen.
No, I mean, because he never did it for this
one.
one.
Yeah, he never did it for this one. That's what I'm thinking. I am surprised. It doesn't seem like it... Fuck, I was about to say it doesn't seem like it needs to be remade, but...
No, it clearly doesn't, but neither did Speak No Evil.
That's exactly where I went, so I guess I can't argue with that.
Actually, this needs to be remade more, at least, because this will translate better, I think. But also, Speak No Evil is mostly in English in the original version, too. It's the part of this I keep leaving out, that 75 to 80% of the movie's in fucking English anyway. That's the dumbest thing about remaking it to me. But we talk about it. That's not why they remade it. They remade it because he walked out of the theater and he went, oh my God, I need to save those people.
This cannot stand.
I need to clear my conscience and save those people. And I don't disagree with him. I think he did need to save them. But that movie's in English. It's almost universally in fucking English. It's the dumbest thing about how it was remade so quick.
I guess I should be surprised right along with you that they haven't remade this movie.
This feels like a movie that somebody would have seen and been like, holy shit, get that into production immediately.
Yeah, I know. I just forget because it seems so perfect to me that you can't touch. Like, don't. But that doesn't stop anybody. Ever. I can't imagine anybody playing any of these roles other than the people who played them in 2016.
No, it's weird because the guy that plays the main character is a bad guy in Squid Game.
Motherfucker. I knew I saw him somewhere.
When I see him in it, I'm like, I don't like this.
That's funny because
He's the guy that's getting people winning, letting them win to get into the thing. And when I see him on that show, I'm like, get off. Don't be a bad guy. I don't like it. I don't like it. Did you see his end in season 2?
Because I just watched it with Sam.
That whole scene, I'm like, why are you like this?
I couldn't figure out.
He's a good actor because this is the exact opposite, and he's great.
180-degree difference in character.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I didn't even know it was the same actor because he makes his face look like one is an evil man.
Yeah, he's like the devil in that show.
Right, and his face looks like a devil.
Yeah.
He does something that makes him look evil.
I agree.
In this movie, he's you're just so sad and you're so sympathetic for him.
I agree. And
fuck me.
When I saw him pop up on that show, I was like, oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. He shouldn't be allowed to be anything but like a misunderstood businessman.
Shit, good for him. So yeah, see, how are you going to remake that?
Who would you cast in that role?
Whoever they were, because I can tell you right now, I don't have a credit check. You want to know why?
Because it's in South Korean.
There were a couple words in English, but I got so angry when I saw that it wasn't in English again. I threw my pen and paper away, and I couldn't go pick it up.
I think if we hold to what they did, you'd need for the old ass sisters. First of all, one of them has to be played by like an 85-year-old woman. The other one has to be played by I think a 40-year-old in a wig.
What was up with that?
It was weird. So I guess we'll have. It can't be Betty White. She's passed away. So we'll take
Judi Dench.
Judi Dench, 100%.
And Hilary Duff.
See, wouldn't you want it to be Judi Dench and Helen Mirren? That would be incredible.
Too old.
I know. That's what's unfortunate about it. So it's Emily Blunt in a wig. Because we need British.
Oh, yeah.
They have to be British for some reason. I guess we're casting all British people now.
Okay, you're limiting our pool.
Well, you started with Judi Dench.
Well, that's because it's the only old lady I know.
The businessman has got to be real evil.
Michael Caine. He's 100 years old. I don't think he could do anything. Who's a good? I don't know British people. All right. I'm going to Americans, so I got to talk with British.
Okay.
Russell Crowe.
But no. I guess everybody doesn't have to be British. But if you cast Judi Dench and we're having a sister, she should also be British. Is my point.
Hermione.
Okay. There you go. Hermione in a wig. There it is. Judi Dench and her sister. Who plays Hermione?
I forgot. Emma Watson.
Emma Watson in a wig. I love it. Moving on. That one's cast. The businessman has to be evil-looking guy who does evil things, who's pretty stocky.
Paul Giamatti. I like him too much, though.
Yeah, I know. I like him, too.
I think he could be
I like
evil.
him since he was in that dumpster.
Shh.
He can't be.
Don't ruin it for people. It's a secret.
He can't be a bad guy. I've seen him as the Rhino. He can't be a bad guy.
I don't know. That's tough.
It would help if I knew any actors. Okay, we'll skip him for now. I can't cast a little girl. We'll just have the same little girl, I guess.
He's 20 years old.
She's 20 years old.
Macaulay Culkin.
And, okay, we were trying just to cast a father, and we lost it.
Yeah. I don't think...
Who's got that energy? Kind of lost. Kind of in over his head.
Oh, man.
We're not good at this.
No, but I figured out who the cool guy would be.
Oh, no. Is it Nicolas Cage?
No. I went a different direction.
Oh, wow.
I went Jack Black.
Oh, no. That's the guy that's saving himself. He could be the homeless guy.
No, I briefly thought about that. And I knew you were going to go there. But no, imagine Jack Black taping up his arms with that baseball tape, grabbing that Ryle shield and going, let's go, giggity go, and like slide on the shield and start punching zombies.
Well, since you got thinking Minecraft now, we could make Jason Momoa not look like a clown, and he could be the badass dad. I'd buy that. Badass husband.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I would buy that.
I'd buy that because he's pretty badass. And his pregnant wife can be
Nicolas Cage.
Is he married to Lisa Bonet?
Might be. Is he?
Done.
No. Yeah, sure. Now they are.
Maybe not.
Congratulations.
And that's all the players I got. That's all the people I got. I don't know who anybody is.
No, I'm really bad at this.
Who has...
Baseball player is Nicholas Holt.
No.
Because he's in these movies a lot. He's a movie person.
He was a zombie once. In Warm Bodies.
Who?
There you go. We're casting Nicholas Holt and whoever the girl was in Warm Bodies as the baseball player and the girlfriend in this movie. It'll be a nice shout out to genre fans.
And the rest of the baseball team is going to be the Bad News Bears.
All in their 70s?
Go to Japan.
All in their 70s?
They're doing that. Remember they went to Japan in part 2? They're another champion.
This is not Japan.
I know, but this is another championship in South Korea this time.
Well, they got a good chance to win because most of that baseball team got eaten. All of it by the end of it, I think. Also, there weren't enough players for a baseball team.
I didn't even notice. Seemed like a lot of people. It seemed
Did the baseball zombies change trains?
What do you mean?
When they're going through the train and they see all the baseball zombies, that's a different train. That's why they got separated.
It wasn't a different train, just a different car.
It's a different train. The original train they're on is before when they have the baseball players and the attack happens and all the baseball players get eaten except the one. They then have to change trains, which is when Sue-Ann is left alone and the husband helps her. So did these baseball players just all manage to get on their same train and stand there?
I think they were chasing them.
They changed trains and just stood around in the same car?
Once you get trapped, you got nothing else to do. I didn't catch
That's so
that.
stupid. I loved it. Because the whole time I'm thinking, like, that's a different train. They just wandered over to the correct train they ended up getting on?
I believe they chased people.
No.
That's
I guess so. But they ended up on they just they boarded with no people on there to chase? Because there was nobody else in there except baseball players when they get in. So who were they chasing? I guess they got away. I don't know. I laughed real hard at it because I was like, it's like they're walking through the same train except they've changed trains.
I guess at that point, I was thinking it was like the Warriors, and you were going to have to go through the different zombie cars. Like, this is the baseball zombie gang. And
so we cast Macaulay Culkin as the father.
Yeah, that works.
And we just need the businessman.
That's tough.
That could be Jack Black.
It can't be Jack
It
Black.
can't be Jack Black.
Can't.
He'll just...
You know what? It's Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that's believable.
Yeah, he'd be a pretty good business jerk man throwing people. He could be over the top crazy when he's trying to convince people.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Coming to theaters 2026.
We're remaking it. See?
Who gets top billing in that movie? Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? It's been a while.
It has been a while. His brother just won an Oscar. Maybe we'll get
Did he
some
really?
run
For
off
what?
on that. I don't know what the name of the movie was.
I like Kieran Culkin. He was in that one movie.
Sure. He's won a bunch of Emmys, too. It's weird. He's like this decorated actor now, and I'm like, Kieran Culkin? Like, I've never seen him in anything.
You saw him
Except in Home Alone.
2. Or 1. Both.
Probably in both. Probably in both.
Also, it was the one...
They didn't put Rory in either of those? Seems messed up.
What was the one with the girl who sings pop music in the late 90s? And Macaulay Culkin was there, and the other Culkin, and Mandy Moore, perhaps. Saved?
Oh, yeah. That was a good movie.
I think I saw it in the theater with you, and that was the last time I saw it.
What reason can you come up with that a good Christian girl would be going to an abortion clinic? Oh, my God, she's going to blow it up?
That's good stuff. I got to look for that movie.
That's what's funny about how time works is that was when Macaulay Culkin was way past, Home Alone era and being good son era. Like he wasn't a star anymore. It just seems like it was so far past that. That was also 30 years ago. It's like, fuck.
Right. He was in the child actor turned to drug addict stages of his career. So he was kind of forgotten about, but he was good. They were all good.
He's married to Brenda Song, who's like the hottest person.
I don't know who that is. I know he's pretty funny
Did
on
you
the
ever
internet.
see The Sweet Life with Zach and Cody?
I did not.
Or The Sweet Life on Deck with Zach and Cody?
I did not.
Or the Facebook movie?
I did not.
Or that one episode of New Girl where they play the first time they play, what's it called? That game?
Something Americans.
Yeah. The first time they play that, and he's the girl, Winston's with.
Oh, that's her?
Yeah, she's in a few episodes of it, but that's the first time she's on it, I think.
I like that was where I know her from.
Yeah, well, I knew you were going to get something. She's been in a lot of things.
Okay. All right. Good for him. Nice work, Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, he's going to lead the lead of the new train to... Well, where are they going, though? There's no Busan here.
So what rhymes?
The Tron to Houston.
The Tron to Houston. There we go. I like it. The Tron to Houston.
Starring Macaulay Culkin. The girl from Train to Busan who's now 20-something.
Yep.
Jack Black. Oh, wait, he's not in it. He didn't make it.
Yeah, he's the cool guy. No, you made him. I guess he's
Oh,
got
the
to be
homeless
the
guy.
He's got to be the homeless guy now.
I think we could make some money on this.
I think it's got
Nicolas
legs.
Cage. He's
Width.
got long legs.
He's got a width.
With Nicolas Cage and Dame Judi Dench. Making American movies is way easier than making foreign films.
It really is. Because the story's already written. We just got to put these actors in those scenes. You can probably do it with AI now.
Well, do you remember when we were in Japan last week?
Well, let me look around here for a minute. Yeah, I kind of do.
And the number 4 was considered bad luck?
Yes, because it means death.
Did you know in South Korea, the number 4 is considered bad luck, as it is written the same way as the Chinese character for death? The number is often replaced with the letter F, such as when using an elevator.
Interesting.
And I have one more for you, and this one's the most math of all maths. Because this is actually legitimately fascinating, because I didn't know this until whenever I cut and pasted this.
Uh-oh.
In South Korea, individuals are traditionally considered 1 year old at birth, and their age increases on January 1st of each year. Which means if you were born on December 31st, you're 2 years old the next day. Right? Your brain's going to leak out of your head. That's so crazy.
I got lost as soon as you started saying days.
Everybody turns a year older on the same day because the year changes.
As soon as they're born, they're a year old.
So if you're born, yes, you're because they count. They just say you're a year old when you're born. There's no years. There's no year zero. That okay. It's stupid, but at least I understand the concept of it. But since they do the year by January 1st, it means if you were born on December 31st, you're 2 years old as soon as the clock strikes midnight.
That kid's going to have a tough time in like 4th grade when he's shitting himself all the time and everyone else is.
I'm guessing
normal.
that they probably have school standards that aren't attached to just age and leaving everybody the same age.
That's not how numbers work.
Well, not all 2-year-olds are 2. Some of them are 1 day old.
Listen to what you just said. Not all 2-year-olds are 2.
I just proved it. There's 1 day old people
That's
walking around.
a 2-year-old.
And they're not even walking around. They're a day old.
That's not how they measure things.
Day old.
All right, I concede the point.
This is the craziest shit I ever heard. This age counting system.
Just remember, Nicolas Cage likes their style.
I guess I like that nobody has birthdays.
Well, they do. They have one.
They all have the same one.
Right.
Although I guess you could just celebrate the day you were born. It can be a different thing. Your birthday can be different than your birth year. I guess how old you are. I guess you can do it. I guess you can do it however you want.
My dad
It's just crazy. It's just wild to me.
My dad has 2 birthdays.
And 4 families.
he's got let's see here, because what I was told was he was born in January, but they lived in Brazil, so they didn't bother to, they didn't get anyone to like the fucking registry and shit, until 3 months later. So his official birth is in March, but his actual birth is in January. And he would talk about, living with like the porta potty and having to kill a pig when, like watching his best friend, the pig, get murdered. And then I found out just recently there was like a supermarket the next street over, and this was like a normal big city. And I'm like, what the fuck did you think he just lived on a farm in the middle of a city? Huh. I'm not really clear what my father got up to when he was a wee lad.
A wee little Pete's dad.
Mm-hmm. Living in Brazil. Not going to that supermarket.
I like Train to Busan. It's a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies of the last...
I like it.
Ever. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's fun.
It is the greatest mix of fun ride to fucking horrific ending.
It's got it all.
It gives you that little bit of hope at the end.
Thrills, chills, laughs, gaffs.
the effort put in to make it entertaining and fun and wild ride, knowing that we're just going to start picking these people off one by one anyway, I approve of it. I applaud it. I've never seen a movie work harder to make something entertaining that's just going to kick you in the dick when it wants to.
I think the CGI blends in seamlessly.
I do too. Yeah.
It's not, a lot of the times, especially with the fast zombies, it just, as it ages, it looks worse. I am shocked that was 2016 and it still looks like that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's one that you should not worry about the length. This is what I think when I said we're going to watch it and you were like, reading a movie. And I was like, it's not that. It is important.
No.
The words are important, but it's not like everybody's having these deep conversations.
No.
It's very quick because you don't have time to sit and talk for a long time.
There's a lot of shouting, like, run.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Shut up, you stupid little bitch.
Nobody says that to her.
That's the dad.
The businessman says that to her.
I'm sure he does. Fuck that guy. I hate him so much.
Is that your least favorite character, the businessman?
Yeah. I had to think for a minute.
Or is it Sue Ann who
No.
caused all this?
I mean, she's not blameless. But no, that businessman's the worst. And I fucking hate him.
We agree the best is the husband.
Oh, 100%.
It's like the best character in movie history.
It's crazy how awesome he is.
It really is. That's why only Jason Momoa can play him.
Or maybe this is my Nicolas Cage Clumps Universe movie.
I don't think you can play that guy.
I'm just imagining Nicolas Cage doing all of it, but the same exact movie, just with Nicolas Cage.
I'm picturing him being the clumps.
We need to remake that movie with Nicolas Cage. How about we go to South Korea and remake The Clumps, starring Nicolas
South
Cage.
Korean Nicolas Cage.
Right, so whoever that is.
Well, it's the guy that played the badass.
Oh yeah, right. So that's what we'll do. We'll just do the flip-flop. We'll bring one movie from there to America and one movie from America to there.
This is going to sound weird since it's South Korean and not an English movie, but I've never seen that guy in anything else. Which, I know it sounds weird, but I have seen the baseball player in Parasite. I have seen the main character in Squid Game. So I don't think it's that weird that I say it like that.
He is so cool. I feel like I know him and I have seen him in places. Just
I think
being
it's
cool.
just this being cool and then dreaming about how cool he was.
That must be it, because, man.
There was just one reviewer I saw who just like, when he got bit, just like broke down, not in tears, even just like disconnected from the world, like, oh, and then put up a freeze frame of him turning into a zombie and said, R.I.P. the only man who's ever lived. And I laughed real hard because I was like, I agree. He's like, nobody's ever been better in this situation than he was, which is why him going first of the main group is stunning because nobody was better equipped to handle this than he was.
I got a pantheon, of cool dudes. One of them is clearly Ash, the coolest. We got the guy from Black Christmas with that sweet, sweet fur coat, the hockey player who just wandered around solving crimes, telling cops how to do their jobs.
Yeah.
And I think cool guy from the Tron to Busan is...
Right up there.
I think he is.
We're putting a team together.
I think I need to really put some thought into my pantheon of cool guys. Horror cool guys.
What about Crispin Glover in Friday the 13th Part 4 with his awesome dance moves? And Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew?
No, I'm going to think on that.
How about that guy then? Whatever you named him. Duckadoo.
Oh, Duckadoo?
And watching his old-timey porn.
Oh, fuck yeah, he's in. Duckadoo is in. Where did he even find that old-timey porn? Did I tell you I tried to find it online and I couldn't find anything close to that? And I watched the end of the credits.
You didn't have to tell me you tried to find it online. I assume that's what your afternoon was that day.
Well, I couldn't find it. And that's like, what is it? That's my white whale. So whatever movie. Also, my other white whale is midget on midget porn.
We've been over this.
Oh,
we found it.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Dale.
The point is yours.
We found it on your phone when we were at a football draft once.
Huh, I don't remember that.
Just so listeners know, that was like 10 years ago. This has been a long-term commitment to trying to find.
I don't believe it's there. I'm going to have to go check. Are we done yet? I need to go check for something.
Yeah, I wonder what it could be.
Yeah, laundry, I think.
Well, I love Train to Busan. I love One Cut of the Dead. This journey is off to a terrific start.
You know, as much as I hate just sitting in my basement like I'm doing, I have enjoyed the last two movies that I've watched. Quite a bit, in fact. it's kind of going a little bit towards making it kind of better.
All right.
I mean, I don't have to hang out with my kids because I'm being shunned down here in the basement. But I got some cool movies.
Yeah.
So what do we got? Where are we going? Where are we going? Look, I'm doing the finger air quote. Where are we going?
I just want to say, I didn't actually believe that you were thrown into the basement to live down here last week when you said it. But a week later, with the smell, I can believe it now.
It's funny.
There's no toilet down here.
No, and the laundry's right over there, but I only have this one pair of clothes, and I can't sit around naked because that's weird.
Next week, we're heading to Indonesia.
That's what drama did, right? Indonesia. It broke it.
Point conceded back. And we are going to watch a movie by a director that I really like named Joko Anwar. I think his best movie, probably his breakout movie, Satan's Slaves.
I've heard about that one, but I don't know anything about it. It's just one of those ones that gets brought up when people are talking about horror movies.
It's the movie that is the most like a James Wan.
Wait, James Wan or James Wong?
James Wan.
Okay.
Conjuring kind of movie where it's really, really well crafted and visually, not shiny, that's the word I want, clean, like just a really impressive production and patient storytelling, but not boring. And the scares work. And because it's Indonesian and it involves some religious rituals involved in the story, it's interesting because it's stuff I've never seen before. And the way that they treat their dead. And there's death afoot, which is creepy as fuck, just to begin with. And it's all stuff that was new to me because that's not my culture.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to add that into like a James Wan kind of
Feel.
feel. Yeah, that's where. And Joko Anwar makes some really good movies. Satan's Slaves 2 is really good also, but this is the first one I like. This is the best.
All right, I've never seen it. I'm excited.
It's a very creepy. It's one of those ones that gets under your skin.
Okay, I hope I like it like I like the last two.
That's going to be tough because I think that Train to Busan is the. No, I don't think it's that. I think it's one of the. It's a really great movie, but it's not. Train to Busan is one of my all-time favorite movies. One Cut of the Dead is just a singular visionary masterpiece of its own kind. This is just like a really, really good horror movie from Indonesia.
Okay, all right.
But I think you'll like it because it's really, really well made. And I've been seeking out every time the guy makes another movie. I try to find it somewhere because I think he's a really interesting director who has a lot of Western sensibility, I think, with his films, which makes it easier for me to watch. Because even though they're in different language and different cultures and different customs, the film language to me is very similar to what I'm used to over here. Where I think that's true in Train to Busan also.
Yeah.
One could have done a little less because they're doing something unique. I don't even know what that would actually,
No, I don't know how to qualify that.
No, that's its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to feel. It has the feel of a really, really solid. I don't know how I'm doing it. A really strong ghost kind of story with all kinds of customs and practices that I didn't know about that are really. We can lean into the spooky factor of what's going on in this. It's good stuff.
All right, cool beans.
I really liked it. It was one of those movies that kind of blew me away the first time I saw it. I don't remember why I saw it for the first time. I think it just popped up on Shudder and I watched it.
When did it come out?
Great questions. Great questions.
Two on the same episode? That
You
doesn't happen.
you ask the best questions as long as it's the same question.
I've got one, and my secret is to just keep asking it over and over and over again.
Satan's Slaves is 2017, so 1 year after this.
Okay.
And I really like it. It's a really, really, really good one, I think.
All right, cool.
And it's new to you. And you got a week to watch it, sitting in your basement, sitting in your filth.
Well, when you come back next week, can you bring some Taco Bell?
I cannot, because I have to come back the week after that, and I don't want to deal with the fallout of giving you Taco Bell.
It's not so much fallout as blowout that I'm going to get yelled at about.
I see here it says a Satan's Slaves 3 is coming, and I'm very excited. I've seen like 3 or 4 of his movies now.
I've seen none.
Cool, man. After this week, you won't be able to say that again.
Oh, I bet you I can say it again.
I guess you can. All right. We're going to wrap it up for... We say goodbye. Wave goodbye to South Korea.
Bye, South Korea. Goodbye, Gambit poster. Goodbye.
They love Gambit in
Spider-Man.
South Korea. They love it.
Do they? That's cool.
Yeah. You just told me they have a poster up in South Korea.
Oh, they had a poster up in Japan. Son of a gun, they got one here too. Gambit's big in Asia.
Yeah. So are those turtles. I guess that makes sense. Star Wars, sure. Deadpool, all right. I don't know why they have a Barbie dream house. I don't know why you have a Barbie dream house.
Because you bought it for your godchild.
I have no recollection of that.
Yeah. And I had to not only try to read the directions, which was just one piece of paper, I had to go online and watch other people build it. I've never done it before, and I've never done it since, but I went to the YouTubes and I looked up how to build the Barbie dream house, and some person built it, and I had to keep pausing it and watching. It was frustrating, but it's built, and I'll be goddamned if she ever sells it, because that just goes with her forever now. It took me so long to build.
You're welcome. What's it doing here in South Korea, though?
I don't know. I go everywhere with it just to protect it. Right here in my basement. I forgot. We're not in South Korea. You're tricking me with your mind powers, Charles.
All right, that's it for this week. We'll be back next week when we're in Indonesia. For the first time, I've never been to Indonesia before, have you?
Every time you say Indonesia, I'm making air quotes. No one can see it, though. So
Even I couldn't see it. No eye contact.
Oh.
All right. See you next week.